This is Past Force.
Time travel. We've all thought about it, right? We've all thought about if we had a time machine, where we'd go, what we'd do. Is time fixed or is time changeable? Can we change the past? I don't know the answers to those questions. But I know where I'd go. I know if I was given the opportunity what I'd do with the past. I'd I'd like to go and see the French Revolution. Not because I have any particular interest in the French Revolution, but what interests me really is what people were thinking at the time. Were people thinking this was like a mega massive change? Was there like hype for the new France? Or were people just after a couple of months, I'm sick of this, I want to go back to the way things were? What was the mood in Paris at the time? I want to go and see that. I think that comes from reading Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, but I think that also comes from reading Victor Hugo, because Victor Hugo's books they're about the old Paris, the Paris before it all got knocked down because of all the revolutions that were happening. In, I think it was the 1860s, 1850s, the French government decided, right, we've had far too many revolutions, the narrow streets of Paris are a real problem. What we're going to do is knock all these narrow streets down and we're going to have wide, open boulevards so people can't revolt, can't build barricades anymore. And that's the Paris we've got today. But I'd like to see the old Paris, the Paris of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, of Les Mis. As much as it was the Tudor period that got me into history, I don't think I'd go back to the Tudor period. I'd like to see Shakespeare as it was originally performed, an original Shakespeare play at the Globe, but other than that, Tudor Britain doesn't really interest me that much. I'd be more interested in going to the times of the dangerous times, the times of revolution, the times of strife, the likes of the French Revolution, the English Civil War. I definitely want to go back there and see what was happening. Culloden, 1745, 1744, the Highland Uprisings. I know that time travel story has been done, but if I could time travel, I'd love to go back and see it. I mean, Culloden was this brief, it wasn't even a battle really, it was more like a massacre. But this got so romanticised as this bold last stand. I'd want to go and see all that was happening around then. That would be, I'd like to see it without the romanticism, to get a better impression of how it was romanticised. Famous figures I'd like to meet. Ingrid Bergman, so I could chat to her about my PhD. Possibly during the filming of Inn of the Sixth Happiness. In fact, definitely during or just after the Inn of the Sixth Happiness, because Ingrid Bergman was hanging around North Wales for most of a summer, and there's a story about a cafe in Porthmadog where she would go like every day for a cup of coffee. So I'd like to go and just maybe secrete myself in the corner just one morning, just to, well, not stalk her, not spy on her, but just to get a better impression of this tiny little story, and to to see for myself all these stories that I've read about the production of this film, where they essentially built a Chinese village on the Welsh hillsides. I mean, the film's a bit old-fashioned now, and when I say old-fashioned, read a little bit racist, but it's such an important film in the history of cinema production in North Wales that I'd have to go and see it. I'd have to go and see it for my PhD, for myself. I still don't want to see another King Arthur film, ever, but I do regret to say that I am going to have to. But that's another period I'd like to go to, though. The end of the Roman period in Britain. It's like with the French Revolution. What were people thinking at the time? What was going through their heads? Were they thinking this was a massive change? Were they not noticing any change at all? And it's a period we know so little about. I know people talk of, oh, let's go back in time, let's kill Hitler. But I don't think you could. I mean, would you be able to kill someone if you went back in time, even someone like Hitler? Doubt you could. But the thing is, we'll never be able to time travel. Time travel... Without going into Einsteinian quantum physics and stuff, the past is gone. There's only one way we can travel through time, and that's forwards. That's just to keep going day by day. Culloden, the French Revolution, the post-Roman period, it's all gone. There's no way we can get back there. And the only way we can see the past is through the things that have been left behind.
History! It's a thing of the past!
It's a thing of the past.